the different levels of fat loss and realistic expectations to stay lean. The reason why I'm making this video is because all you hear on social media nowadays is eat less and move more. Just be in a calorie deficit, which is technically true. Yes, you need to be in a calorie deficit in order for you to lose any sort of body fat or any sort of body weight. But the problem with that advice is that is the most generic advice you can possibly get. Everyone has a different starting point. Everyone has a different experience level when it comes to their fitness journey. Maybe you've tried losing weight in the past. Maybe you've lost a ton of weight, but then you're stuck at a plateau. Hey, maybe you've lost a lot of weight, you've gained a lot of it back, and now your body isn't responding the way that you want it to. And even with you trying to be in a calorie deficit, you're still not losing weight. I'm making this video because a calorie deficit for someone that is overweight is going to look completely different for someone that is already lean and trying to get even leaner. There are different levels to this game, and there are different expectations that is required of you to not only see more progress, but even to maintain your results afterwards. What social media doesn't tell you is being in a calorie deficit is not sustainable. Our bodies were not designed to be super lean and have six-pack abs. Fun fact, we were actually designed to store body fat. Like, it is actually normal for you to have body fat because our bodies were designed for survival. All fat is stored energy, and your body wants to have stored energy for insurance. So what are the different levels of fat loss and what is actually required of you? What is actually expected of you? I hope that this video brings you some clarity in terms of what that process looks like and also what to expect along this journey. So as you can see in this picture, I'm going to zoom in so you can even see it better here. These are the different levels of fat loss. All the way on the left is overweight. And then second picture, this is going to be normal. Yes, this is normal. It's not like you're super duper lean where you have abs popping out, but hey, you have a flat stomach, right? You have some sort of muscle definition, but it's not like you're super duper lean or anything. Third picture, I would say this is lean, where, hey, you see some more ab definition, right? You are a lot leaner and you have way less body fat. And then all the way on the right, this is, hey, you have six-pack abs and you have really low of a body fat percentage. We can even go a little bit deeper of you being shredded, right? But I know for a lot of people, hey, they're not trying to look like a bodybuilder. They're not necessarily trying to step on stage, and that is for sure not sustainable long-term either. In this video, I'm going to break down each of these levels and what is expected of you to not only achieve that, but to sustain that as well. Let's dive right into it. The first level here is overweight to normal. The advice you hear on social media of eat less and move more, that is the advice for someone that is overweight trying to get to normal. In this stage, by simply getting more steps in, by simply working out more, by simply eating less calories, you're going to see amazing results. Like, that is the most simple advice you can get, and that will work wonders for you. No need to overcomplicate it with supplements, with HIIT cardio, with different sorts of workouts, with different sorts of diets. Just simply get more steps in, simply work out more, simply eat less calories, and you're going to lose a ton of weight and a ton of body fat. That is level one. That is like the prerequisite in order for you to lose weight or lose fat. Let's go on to level two. This is normal to lean. Now, this is going to require you to do a little bit more than just eating less and moving more. This is going to require you to dial in your macros consistently. Macros are your protein, your carbs, and your fats. Do you have to? No, I've seen people go from normal to lean without tracking their macros, but I'm all about guaranteeing results. We're not here to just throw spaghetti at the wall and just hope that we see the results that we want. And for most people, that is going to require you to really dial in with knowing exactly how many calories you're eating, your protein, your carbs, and your fats. This way, this is a seamless process for you. This is also going to require you to dial in your workouts consistently. This means following an actual workout program or having a workout schedule that you can follow consistently. And also, It's going to require you to do some extra cardio, not just your steps, but this might mean going on the treadmill. Maybe this might mean going on the Stairmaster. Maybe this means running so that you can lose some extra body fat. You can burn some extra calories because just moving more and eating less is not going to cut it for you anymore. Next level is going to be lean to even leaner or even shredded. This is where it gets increasingly more difficult by the week. One thing I want to add here is this goes back to the idea that our bodies were not designed to be in a calorie deficit. It is very likely that when you get to this point of your weight loss journey or your fat loss journey, it is very likely that you've lost a ton of weight already. And the deeper you get into this, the more difficult it becomes, not only because it's stressful in your body, but also your hunger goes up, your cravings go up, your metabolism slows down. And with you being so deprived of so many different things, you're literally fighting yourself every single day in starvation mode. And if you want to go from lean to even leaner, it's going to require way more than just eating less and moving more. This is what social media deems as normal. Being super duper lean, having beach body abs, this is actually really difficult to do. But I'm telling you this not to scare you, not to discourage you, but to tell you what to expect. If you want to get from lean, so I'm going to show you that picture, from lean to abs or even leaner, this is going to require you to do a lot more than just eating less and moving more. This is going to require you to dial in. You have to be dialed in with your macros. I would say you got to be at least 9% dialed in with your macros. You got to be dialed in with your workouts, dialed in with your cardio protocol. And then the next few things, this is where it's really going to step it up a notch. Your diet consists of mostly 1 to 2 food ingredients. What that looks like, a lot of the meals that you eat is going to be consisted of a protein source, a carb source, and a fat source. That can look like chicken. That can look like rice. That can look like avocado. That can look like potatoes, beef, and maybe a side of avocado or vegetables. I'm not saying that you have to be eating like this for the rest of your life, but I'm saying that, hey, if you want to get from lean to leaner, this is a sacrifice that you're going to have to make, especially as you get hungrier, especially if your calories are a lot lower. You're going to want to have a lot more whole foods in your diets. This way, not only do you stay full, but you give your body the nutrients that it needs. And then this last part is eating out becomes a rare occasion. That is just the reality of it. Yes, you can fit in some meals here and there where you eat out, but especially if you want to see better results, especially if you want to go ahead and lose that last bit of body fat. You want to cut out as many distractions as possible. Again, your body does not want to be in this stage, especially if you started off pretty heavy, especially if you started off holding on to a lot of body fat. Your body does not want to be in a calorie deficit for an extended period of time. Now let's go to the next level. This goes to staying lean. Now I'm not saying that everyone wants to have abs, right? I know some people do. Not everyone wants to. But once you reach your goal body fat / body weight, this is also what social media doesn't teach you. All they tell you, just eat less and move more. But what happens once you reach your goal? What, you're just going to go back to eating like how you were in the past? No. You're going to gain all that weight back. Mind you, at the end of your fat loss phase, at the end of your cuts, at the end of your diets, this is when your body is the most sensitive. This is when your metabolism is the slowest. A lot of people think that, hey, once I reach my goal, I've crossed the finish line, I can just do whatever I want. Yes, I want you to celebrate. But if you were to just simply end it right there and just cut everything off and just go back to how you were in the past, yeah, I'm sorry, you're getting all that weight back just as quickly. For you to stay lean after your cut, it is going to require you to do something completely different than just being in a calorie deficit. Number one, you want to make training your number one priority. You probably heard, hey, diet is 90% of the equation. Abs are made in the kitchen. Yes, diet is a really big part of this entire process, but so is training. I'm assuming you don't want to just look skinny and have no muscle and a lot of loose skin on your body. I'm assuming you want to have some sort of muscle definition. I'm not saying you have to look like a bodybuilder, but you want to have muscle definition. It's going to require you to actually train and work out at the gym. Not just move weight around, but actually challenge your muscles. After your cut, the reason why training is your number one priority is because As you slowly get your calories back up to maintenance calories, as you slowly reverse your calories back up, you want your body to put those extra calories towards rebuilding your muscle and not storing it as extra body fat. And the way you do that is by actually training hard in the gym. And also, the more muscle you have on your frame, the more muscle you have on your body, the more calories your body burns by default, aka a faster metabolism. So this is only going to help you stay leaner. This is only going to help you build more muscle, speed up your metabolism, which is how you're going to stay lean after your cuts. Next up, 90% compliance with your staple meals, aka meals that you were having at the end of your cut. Reminder, at the end of your cut, this is when your body is the most sensitive. This is when your metabolism is the slowest. If you were to just completely shift and change up all of the meals that you were having, what do you think will happen? How do you think your body is going to respond? Most likely, you're going to see a crazy fluctuation, especially as your body has been stuck in starvation mode for so long. It's going to want to store more body fat. So stick to a lot of your staple meals. But if you're having more calories, hey, simply increase the volume that you're having of those staple meals to keep things as consistent as possible. At the end of my first cut that I did, when I did my first reverse diet, I switched from potatoes to white rice right after. And let me tell you, it was bad. Yes, I'm able to fit more rice into my diet. But technically speaking, I was eating less food, less overall food, even though I was eating more calories. And as me being more hungry, as my cravings were even higher than usual, I ended up binging like crazy. I ended up eating way more than I wanted to. And I kid you not, I literally gained like 15 pounds within the first 2 weeks. You're going to want to have 90% compliance with your workouts. This should not be an issue for you at this moment. You've been building such a strong foundation with this all the way up to this point. And of course, you got to have 90% compliance with your steps / your cardio. You're not going to have to do as much cardio as you did when you were on your fat loss phase. But if you just completely cut it out, what do you think will happen? Next up, adding some sort of cardio activity to increase your calories burned. This could mean, hey, maybe you want to start running. Maybe you want to start biking. Hey, maybe you want to do like a workout class or something. Hey, maybe you want to play a sport. The reason why I'm able to stay this lean while eating 3,000 calories is because my activity levels are pretty high. I work out 4 days a week. I run twice a week. I play basketball about 2, sometimes even 3 times a week. I bike around the city and I get in at least 10 to 12K steps every single day. But this allows for my body to actually utilize the calories I'm given it. And also helps me burn extra calories by default. Next up, eating for fuel instead of simply for pleasure. This is going to be a game changer. Everyone was designed to eat for survival and for pleasure. Not just you, but me as well. And every single person. But you can't have the same habits that you had when you were overweight and expect for a different result. Now we have to eat to fuel our bodies so that we can train better at the gym. We can fuel our bodies with energy so that we can stay active. And this way, we can also stay lean as well. And lastly, a healthy relationship with food. Being able to eat out 2 to 3 times a week and stay lean. That's what I would say is a healthy relationship with food. Honestly speaking, from my experience, and even after helping hundreds of individuals go through transformations, this is the hardest part. Like losing weight is honestly the easy part. Going through the calorie deficit, yes, it's kind of tough, but the reverse out of it and staying lean afterwards is the most difficult part. This is when you've been so deprived for so long, depending on how long you've been on your weight loss journey. And also, this is when all the temptations come in. But this is where you have to really dial things in. This way, you keep the results that you worked and busted your ass for. In summary, as you can see, as you go on to the different levels, as you get deeper and deeper and deeper into this, first is being overweight. Next, you're at a normal level of body fat. And then you want to get leaner. And then after, you want to stay lean afterwards. With each level, there's more that is expected and required of you. Now, I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm not saying this to discourage you. But I'm telling you this and sharing all of this with you so that you have a realistic expectation of what to expect. And to give you some hope, each level is going to require you to raise your standards. You can't be having the same bullshit habits and excuses that you were having when you were overweight. and expect to stay lean afterwards. And that is completely okay. Leave that past identity in the past. You might not be able to eat out as often as you did in the past. You might have to eat a lot of the same staple meals over and over and over again. You might have to spend a little bit more time working out, being more active. But this is the person that you've asked to become. The fit, the healthy, the confident version of you that you've asked to become. Raise those standards for you and show it better for everyone around you. I hope that this video brought you a ton of clarity in terms of the different levels of fat loss and, hey, realistic expectations of what is required of you to not only get these results, but also keep these results as well. If you feel overwhelmed, you feel a little bit discouraged, that is completely okay. So that each and every single person on this page that you see, Chris, Fabio, Lewis, Mohammed, Dante, and Matt, this can be kind of overwhelming, especially if, hey, you've been trying to lose weight or lose body fat for some time now. And time again, you find yourself either hitting a plateau, maybe life happens where you fell backwards and you're having to constantly restart this journey. This is exactly what we specialize in inside of our program at Transcendent Phenoms. If you want some one-on-one help implementing all of this and having a game plan designed and tailored exactly to you, meeting you exactly where you're at, whether you're currently overweight or maybe you've tried losing weight in the past but you gained the weight back, maybe you've lost a ton of weight but then you're trying to get leaner, or maybe you're already lean and you're trying to get even leaner. That is exactly what we specialize in. And most importantly, we make sure you stay lean afterwards because, you didn't put in all this work just to gain all that weight back just as quickly, which is the biggest problem with most weight loss programs. They help you lose a ton of weight, but then once you lose the weight, they wave you goodbye. You're completely lost afterwards. You gain all that weight back and have to redo this entire weight loss journey. If you're tired of throwing spaghetti at the wall, you want to be able to lose a body fat and actually keep it off afterwards, go ahead and send me a DM on Instagram saying fit, and let's get you right.